What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Basara 3! Alright, so the enemy factions are going to go ahead and take out the chaff here. They're going to get rid of... Magoichi's going to get rid of Hirohisa, the guy in the desert. I think we demonstrated him at one point. If not, we will eventually. And Hideaki Kobayakawa is going to get rid of Yoritsuna. So we don't have to really worry about those other meaningless side story, non-playable generals anymore. We can focus on the ones that actually matter.
I'm happy that you notice my concern, but your emotions and how you handle them are ultimately only your concern.
So I should just do what I want, then?
No. What I said was if you feel the boil of anger again, then it is your choice to either endure it like an adult, or let loose with abandon and deal with the consequences.
Kojiro's words of wisdom, of course. Kojiro is voiced by Travis Willingham in the English dub, if I haven't said so already. So we got a new weapon for Masamune. We have the Dragon Fangs, which are awesome. Of course, he always refers to his swords in the anime as his claws, or his dragon claws. That's not the case here in the game, but I still will probably refer to them as such. But yeah, these are the angled swords that look sort of like a scythe on the end. I actually imagine, in terms of realism, that would be a pretty effective design for striking, actually, and because it would be heavy at the top and it has that serration, and you probably would be able to penetrate armor pretty well with that. Of course, it would not be nearly as nimble as a regular katana because it would be very heavy at the top.
The Weasel's influence has seen a vast expansion.
You know, I never liked that guy.
But yeah, we're going up against Yoshiaki Mogami this time around, which, again, this is like the third time we've fought him, which is fine. I'll be able to show off some unique storyline cutscenes with Masamune as far as that goes. But anyway, about the swords. So again, one of my other favorite channels on YouTube is, I guess he's called Scalagrim, and he does reviews and videos about historical sword fighting and the way the weapons were designed and the way they're implemented in fights and things like that. He had somebody actually make him the Armor Slayer weapon from Fire Emblem Awakening based off of the art in the official art book, and it's a very similar concept to what this would be, where it just has a lot of mass at the tip, so it still functions like a sword for cuts, but it has a striking point at the top where it can be used to penetrate armor or deliver a heavy blow at the top, similar to an axe. So it's kind of a versatile weapon in that regard, although that particular replica was not made with the most ergonomic handle. And a katana, I guess, would be better than that. But this is Basara, and this is Date Masamune for that regard. So he doesn't really factor realism into really anything that he does. So we're going up against Yoshiaki Mogami here, and as I said, this is the exact same stage as we've done 2 or 3 times already. And the nice thing about Yoshiaki Mogami, though, or I shouldn't say the nice thing, but the interesting thing about him in the context of the story is it's suspected that he is Masamune's uncle in the context of Basara's story. I've heard some people say that before, and in the I don't think it's outright implied, but it's implied they do have a prior history. It could be like a relation through adoption type thing because of what happened to Masamune's father. He gets shot in the back, of course, by Masamune himself, and him just sort of being a rampant, unrelenting kid. But yeah, Yoshiaki Mogami in Basara: The Last Party, the movie, is confronted by Mitsunari at the very beginning, where Mitsunari comes after Masamune bent on revenge and tries to find him, and which recreates one of the funniest scenes in The Last Party, where he's sort of Mitsunari is interrogating Yoshiaki Mogami, and Yoshiaki's like screaming at the top of his lungs to try for somebody to save him, and Mitsunari says something along the lines of, "It's a far cry from what it will take to save you," and then Masamune comes in from out of the distance. He's like, "Is that supposed to be some kind of pun?" And just the line delivery on that was really funny, and actually had to make me think about the previous line. The dub for Basara in the anime is just fantastic, if you guys have not seen it. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of Yoshiaki Mogami within the context of the movie. He's at the very beginning. He offers Mitsunari some rice wine, and then they kind of go their separate ways after him almost having his ass handed to him. It's implied that Yoshiaki Mogami is not strong in combat, and he doesn't have a whole lot of influence really over the territories, but he is, you know, he does what he does, and he is still that quirky, weird character that we just love to laugh at in the context of the games, because if you thought his stage was ridiculous in this game, just wait until we get to Basara 4. Oh, I'm very excited for that. We also, as far as our ally goes right now with Masamune, we don't have Kojiro available as an ally yet. We will get him pretty soon, though. Nice. So I don't know if the previous time playing as Ieyasu going through the stage, I don't know if I was actually able to show that off or not. But yeah, I went ahead to the further
He's an insignificant man.
command post first in order to unlock that, so that I would allow the boat to cross all the way through, because if the gate is closed, the boat's going to have to take the long way. So my execution this time around the map was pretty much perfect, because, well, I shouldn't say perfect, but it was ideal, because I was able to get the boat through the fastest route, which ended up making this stage pretty fast, all things considered. I'm still using the Death Fang combo there with where I use Death Fang, which triggers another series of combos when Masamune has 3 of his claws out. As you can see right here, that's a very favorable melee moveset, but not as good as the War Dance ones. And my loyal viewer, Xenojin Hayabusa, has already advocated that I spam War Dance as soon as I have access to it, which, believe me, I intend to do. And again, if you're watching, go watch the Basara 1 Let's Play. That was me playing on ultimate difficulty with Masamune with Magnum Step and War Dance, and just setting up with War Dance before going into every encounter. And it was awesome. Like, that was a really fun Let's Play to make. And it was my first real Musou game back when I thought that those types of games would be outside of my genre. And now, you know, it's almost exclusively what I'm playing is Musou games and the more niche nerd titles, because they're not overly mainstream and there's not a million other people playing them.
My boy, you are looking quite dapper. You must try the brown rice tea. It's simply divine.
Such a gentleman. So, I hear you've been doing well for yourself.
Indeed I am. To the contrary, I hear you're not faring so well.
Well, you heard wrong.
Lord Masamune, he's just a weasel. Don't waste your time. Locking horns with him will only sour the name of the One-Eyed Dragon. Moving forward with our plan would be the wisest course
I heard that, Kojuro. I refuse to pardon such words.
Then it worked. I intended for you to hear it.
You try my civility. Come on and show me what you've got.
That's something I can do. No problem. Are you ready for this?
You might want to calm down, old man, before we have to put you down. Because our blades are actually sharp.
Have some fun.
Yeah, I still need to look up and see what type of weapon that is that Yoshiaki Mogami has, because there's a deliberate design with the fact that his blade is sort of square-shaped. So it's a real type of weapon, although I don't think we typically see that with, you know, with Japanese weapons or katanas, but it is a real thing. So there's quite a few command posts that I do not have captured, so as you can see, he's got a lot of stars, but I'm not even remotely worried about that. We used our Fury Drive gauge there, which didn't really do a whole lot to him, but it managed to get a few good combos in on him, and now he's going to use his Basara attack probably here in a second. So, nothing we really need to worry about. I really do like the that very iconic helmet design there that he has, though, that him and Masamune sort of share. That something, when you think samurai, you think of that aesthetic, definitely. And even though he has a very silly portrayal of that, you know, visually in terms of his, he's spinning up a tornado now. No, don't anybody pay attention to that. Looks like he took 2 little soldiers out with him. So, Dynasty Warriors 9 came out this week in other news, and it was met with a resounding, it's actually terrible. I'm really disappointed to hear that. And most people are saying that the open world aspect of it absolutely kills the game. Which, again, I'm very sorry to hear that. Again, I've not been the biggest fan of the series, but this news has actually made me curious to kind of go back retroactively and maybe try to play 7 and 8, maybe? Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, this just goes to show that just because it works for, like, Zelda doesn't mean every single game has to be open world. We got a new ally acquired. Nice.